Greetings of peace. My name is Reverend Lilian Hewlett. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher, and I would like to share to you the Reiki path. Because some people are really asking me about how to become a Reiki Master Teacher. So what are the steps that they would like to take to become a Reiki Master Teacher? So I'm going to share to you the Reiki path and also the steps on becoming a Reiki Master Teacher. So I'm going to show you the steps. So this is the Reiki path, the Reiki Master Apprenticeship program. My Reiki path. Now, before I share to you how to become a Reiki Master, maybe it's really very good for me to share also my experience to you, and maybe you can learn from it. So I started to become a Reiki practitioner in 2004. And during this time, I was already a healer, which means I was already laying my hands to heal others, but I was not Reiki practitioner. And I was really asking God, is there any name that I can call the healing that I do? And then I was led to the word Reiki. One of the members of the ecofeminism that I was leading was a Reiki practitioner. So I inquired and I told myself, maybe this is really the kind of healing that I must do. So I prayed and we found one Reiki master here in the Philippines. And during the time, it was really a question for me why I should really pay so much when I was already a healer. And we inquired, and then I said to God, God, if really Reiki is for me, can you please pave the way? And can you please really do something about the pain, which I can't really comprehend by then. And a month after, I got a call from the same Reiki master whom we inquired. And she said that a certain person is giving a scholarship to Reiki. And all we need to do as a fair energy exchange is to bring our own client who will pay for certain services on the center. So we did that. And you know what? I really learned a lot. It really humbled me. It really humbled me to think of having a master or a teacher healing with me. It also humbled me to know that healing can be two ways, channeling the divine energies or using your own energy. I realized even I prayed before I healed, before I learned Reiki, I realized that sometimes I'm really using my own personal energy. I learned a lot in my first degree. Then I moved to second. And then on the third, I asked God. I said, God, if really Reiki is for me, can you please send me my teacher by this November or December? And can you please do something about the fee? And then I met a couple who brought me to their home, and I was asked to heal their mom. And after healing, they asked me, what level are you? And I said, I'm a Reiki level 2. And they asked, don't you want to become a Reiki teacher? I said, oh, I would love to. I'm still praying to God. And they told me, you know what? We have studied Reiki, but we think that we are already so old to teach Reiki, to go around teaching. And we were thinking about attuning you, and then you can teach for us. And that was in 2006. And I asked them if they can attune me in 2007. So that will be 3 years of my practice of Reiki. So I was attuned to be a Reiki master in 2007. And then in June 2007, I again prayed to God if I can really be a full-time Reiki practitioner and also a teacher. And I said to God, please fill up my schedule so that I may be able to serve you and that I don't have anything to take on but just healing and teaching. And since then, in 2007, I was not able to go back to my previous work, my original work. And here I am now. I've been a full-time Reiki practitioner since 2007 and a Reiki practitioner since 2000. I've been teaching since 2007. So that's my Reiki path, and I feel that this is my mission. It has led me to an understanding of life, of health, and the glory of the divine God. So Reiki is just one of the many spiritual paths. When I say one of the many spiritual paths, because there are many ways to bring ourselves closer to God, to discover ourselves. There are many different ways, and Reiki is just one. So many people thought that Reiki practice is like a technique only for healing, but it is not. Actually, it is a spiritual path. So there are 3 levels of Reiki practice. On the first stage is the Reiki first degree, which we call SHODEN level in Japanese. So the first stage of Reiki deals with knowing our self. And this is why in the first Reiki degree, a lot of time, or 80% of our practice, deals with the healing ourselves. This is the SHODEN level. In the SHODEN level, you get to learn how to do a self-healing, healing others. You get to learn also Reiki meditations. You get to learn about energy, understanding of energy, and the energetic work in the body. And these are the practices that we studied there in a SHODEN level. In the meditation, we learned about the Gasho. This is the praying position. We learned about the Gokai. Gokai is the Reiki principles. The Joshin Kokyu Ho is the Reiki breath. The Byosen is the scanning of energy. And Kenryuku Ho is the cleansing of our energy body or aura. In the SHODEN level, you are taught to be aware of yourself. By doing the self-healing, we become aware of our body, our blocks, what are the things that we need to improve. And then we also get to heal with our hands. So doing a self-healing to ourselves or to others. And then we are taught about the tools for living, which are the 5 Reiki principles. And the 5 Reiki principles deals with just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I am grateful. Just for today, I work hard. And just for today, I'll be kind to all creation. So in the Reiki level 1, you will receive 4 attunements or Reichu. And then after receiving and completion of the attunements and receiving the Reichu, and after the 21 days of healing, then you can move on, maybe 1 to 2 months, 2 to 3 months, you can move on to the Reiki second degree. So the second degree is focused on healing beyond and connecting to us all. So it is a stage where we learn how to heal beyond the physical body. So we heal on the body, mind, and spirit. And then we realize that we are all connected to each other. So the second stage of Reiki is called OKUDEN level. And during this time, you learn to heal in a further level, in a higher level. And we were taught how to connect to our mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And there are other techniques on energy healing by using the symbols for self-healing and transformation of life. So the symbols are taught how to use it in healing and meditation. The meaning of the symbol enhances our ability to heal. Connecting to the symbol. The symbols do not have the power themselves, but understanding the meaning of the symbols makes it powerful for healing and self-transformation. So we also become aware that we are all one with the last symbol of conscious SHODEN. We all become aware that we are all connected to each other, and actually there is no distance. So on the OKUDEN level, you will have an understanding of the multidimensional body and healing beyond the physical body, which goes to mental, emotional, spiritual level. And we learn about the concept of oneness, that there is actually no separation, that we are all one. After 30 months of practicing Reiki, from the time that you have become a Reiki first degree, after 13 months and completing all the practice, learning about the practice, then you can now study to become a Reiki third degree. And that is the third stage of Reiki. And the third stage of Reiki goes into a different level of service to humanity and becoming a great bright light. So you might be asking why it is a great bright light. Great bright light because the attunement or the blessing for the third degree allows us to connect to the source of light. And you see, the light does not discriminate its light. The sun shines to everyone. God gives life to everything, everyone in the universe. So on the SHINPIDEN level, this is the Reiki third degree. The focus is service to humanity, so for peace, harmony of the world, and being one with a great bright light. So that being one in the great light, bright light comes with the symbol of the third degree that enables us to really focus on becoming one with the light. And there will be more advanced healing and meditation. So in the SHINPIDEN level, we come into the awareness of our true nature, that there's a light within, that there's a great bright light within. And then we also focus on healing of the soul and service to humanity. So Reiki brings one to the evolution of consciousness. If you're going to look at it, the first level is about knowing ourselves. Then the second level is about knowing deeper and being one with all. And the third level becomes service to humanity and being one with a great bright light. So I would say that this evolution of consciousness is what we are talking about when we talk about spiritual enlightenment, Christ consciousness, or now the word is ascension. Ascension for us here doesn't mean that we are ascending with our physical body, but it is an ascending consciousness. So if you are intending to study Reiki, and also to go with your path, then I send you the blessing to your Reiki path. Now, some of you may be asking how to really become a teacher after I have gone through all the levels. So now I have prepared here the Reiki Master Apprenticeship program. Okay. So this is based on my program as a Reiki Master Teacher. Of course, every teacher will have a different way of teaching or having an apprenticeship program, but this is my way. And I prayed over this, and I have been handling apprenticeship program since 2007. So welcome to the Master Apprenticeship Program. Reiki is a gift of life from the Divine Source. And accepting this gift and intending to share and teach Reiki is putting a highest value on healing the world. So for this orientation, we would be discussing who is intended for the program, what are the levels of certification, what are the requirements to complete during the program, what is the cost of the program, and how do I enroll. So who is invited to the program? Anyone who's taken the Reiki level 1 and the level 2 degrees. So if you haven't taken your Reiki level 2, please, we can include that in your program. Anyone who has done self-healing and healing others is willing to submit to the requirements of the program and is willing to follow the fair energy exchange for the program. So there are 2 levels of certification. One is the Reiki Master Certification A, wherein the student is attuned to become a Reiki Master, not teaching yet, not a teacher yet, but somebody who just attuned. So now why do we have a certification A? Because some Reiki Masters do not really teach, why they help in the tuning or giving blessings to the students. It is because the teaching is also a skill that you have to learn and hone. So some Reiki Masters with the certification of A certification transition to the certification B. So that must be certification B. So the Reiki Master Certification B, so that must be B, not A. The student, aside from passing an attunement and blessing, completes the qualification to teach the Reiki class. Okay, so there are 2. One's non-teaching, the other one is teaching. So you can choose what certification would you like to go. So there's no fixed duration for the certification, and this is individualized process and will be based on the development of the students, which means you can have it for 1 year, 2 years. Some others really finish it in 2 years because of waiting to complete all the requirements. And the others can really be fast and finish it in a year. So there's a new level of professionalism that we are adding to our Reiki practice, especially in the apprenticeship. And we are now adding the Reiki professional training for those who would really like to practice professionally, especially to those aspiring Reiki Master Teachers. So I'll be discussing that later. So we have 3 levels of requirements for the program. One is theoretical, second is practical, and third is personal. So let's deal with the theoretical requirements. But before we go to the theoretical, there's a question here. What if a student is already a master and has already taken some courses from other teachers? Oh, I have encountered many students like this. Again, the personal program for the apprenticeship will vary depending on the assessment and needs of the apprentices. So that means I'm going to sit down with you if you have already been attuned to other Reiki Master, and we will talk about what I teach and what are the things that you still need. So it will really depend on the assessment, but I really require that each apprentice is will study or review the class with me, especially from 1 to 3. It's because each teacher teaches differently. And if you're going to study with me, I would like to impart my knowledge to you. Okay? So this is the theoretical requirements. So for the theoretical requirement, one should undergo a meditation teacher class, which is part of the apprenticeship program. And why do we need this? It is because most of the Reiki Master will be in the place where they will be pushed to really lead the meditation, right? Because when you are healing, when you are leading a group, you should really know what are the do's and don'ts and some techniques on leading a meditation class. One will also finish the advanced Reiki training, wherein this is still part of the Reiki level 2. Some of the students will come to me, they have already done the Reiki 3, but they haven't done the advanced Reiki training. So here in the advanced Reiki training, we will practice different healing techniques and meditations, the non-traditional and traditional Reiki practices. And here is a Reiki professional training. As of now, I am giving 5 professional training, which answers the needs of the professional Reiki practitioner. So the first is the Reiki Standard and Tools, wherein I teach how to see clients professionally, online and in person. The second is becoming a meditation teacher, in which I teach how to really facilitate meditations. And then the Reiki guidance is our guidance, our soul counseling to our clients. And if you would like to really practice successfully, then this is the sport course for you. Successful Reiki practice and successful spiritual business. And the last is honing our psychic ability through Reiki medical intuitive practice. For the 5, you can choose to study the 5, or you can choose the courses that you feel you need. Some students will study 1 for this year, the next to follow, or sometimes others study the whole course. And then you are going to be required, of course, to study the Reiki 3rd degree class, and then to receive attunement as a Reiki 3rd degree practitioner. And then after 75 clients, which is a part of the practical requirement, then you are now going to study the Reiki Master class and how to pass the attunement. So there will also be special lectures which I hold on different illnesses and how to heal them. And then you will be asked also to answer quizzes. You know? And one should also fulfill the 75 requirements as a personal development. So you are also asked to attend the Reiki Master Retreat, and if you are a teacher, you must also have a practicum to be a Reiki teacher. So there are other theoretical requirements like some courses that I teach which are not Reiki, but maybe it can help you. So these are the inner gifts and divine guidance. This is a psychic workshop. And the advance of the psychic workshop, I call it living in a psychic way. And there will also be some book review sessions on esoteric healing, Hands with the Light of Bredan, Synthesis of Healing by Judy Jaka, and Life Emerging by Brenda Bren. So these are the good books that we can read as part of our theoretical requirements. So for the practical requirements, you will be asked to complete a 75 cases of healing as a prerequisite of the Reiki Professional Practice Accreditation. And this is inclusive of all the distant healing. So on that 75, you can count 10 documented cases of distant healing. There is a form that I will give you to give me the 75 clients. And there's also clinical practicum that you can heal with me online, not in person right now, but online. And then you will be also asked to do 3 home Reiki visits and also 1 sponsored Reiki share. So Reiki shares is really about calling people, and then you will be giving free Reiki to a group of people. So like a medical mission with the doctors. And then if you have already been attuned to the Reiki Master level, then you will be asked to organize a 1 Reiki level 1 degree class with teaching and attunement experience. And then after a month or 2, then you will be asked to hold a level 2 degree class with teaching and attunement experience. Students should submit a reflection paper on the first class, and the step is after the attunement on the 3rd degree level. So you will only do this after you have been attuned to become a Reiki Master Teacher. That is after also you have had your 75 clients. Okay, then after this, you're going to receive your certificate. So for the personal requirements, the personal requirement ensures that the apprentice follows the spiritual practice of Reiki and the ethical standards of professional practice. So we have an ethical standard. We invite you and encourage you to follow that standards. And one should also have a good spiritual character. And of course, application of the 5 Reiki principles in one slide. There should be a Reiki regular meditation, also a submission of personal information sheet. And if it is needed, a recommendation letter from a client or a co-Reiki practitioner. But if you are already my student since Reiki 1, then you don't need to that, and you don't need to submit your certificate. There should also be an attendance to Reiki retreat. So the other personal requirement is, of course, payment for the PM energy exchange upon enrollment to the apprenticeship. It can be a partial or a registration fee, and then later the amount, it can be a full amount, or you can have it like on a monthly basis. The duration for the apprenticeship can really take as 13 to 36 months or more, depending on your development. And there's a different cost of the apprenticeship program in the Philippines and in the other countries. You can also choose the program, the plan. So there will be plans, what should be included in your program. It depends, individually. The cost of the program, you can email me to us, and then we will talk about it and talk about the assessment. Then I'm going to email you the cost of your personal program. Then how do you enroll? You can write to the Circle of Light and Love 14@gmail.com for your interest. I shall be emailing you an application form, and the application will be my basis for your specific program. Or you may apply directly online here, and I shall be emailing you the interview paper separately if you apply online. You will fill up an application form and answer the interview paper and submit it to me. And then you also need to pass the assessment, choose your apprenticeship plan, pay the necessary fees, especially the first is the registration fee, and then the succeeding fees will be paid based on the plan that you have chosen. So I think that's all for how is the process of the Reiki Master Apprenticeship. You see, to be a Reiki teacher is one of the highest services to the world and humanity. So I invite you to reflect if this path is really for you. And you can email me or go to my website, www.cosmichealer.com. Thank you very much for allowing me to share, and namaste.